Angry guy here, and men no longer trust women. Men no longer trust women. I wanted to talk a little bit about the subject today. We're looking at what's happening in Western society with second wave Me Too. Men are being taken to the cleaners. The relationship between men and women has come to an end. Without trust, there is no relationship. Without trust, nothing can grow from that. When women say things like, I am the table, and basically imply that no relationship can exist without them, they are incorrect. I was watching Psych Hacks, and Psych Hacks said something very interesting. He made an incredible point. He said that while women are the gatekeepers of sex, men are the gatekeepers of relationships. Think about how men and women interact. Women typically don't approach men in Western society. Even if they're very interested in a man, they'll do everything in their power to show that they're interested and to get his interest. They may start laughing wildly, looking directly at him, whatever it takes to get his interest, get his attention. However, they typically don't approach. Women usually have to sit and wait for a man to approach them and then decide that, okay, I like this guy. I want to give this guy my number. I want to get to know this guy. However, men no longer feel safe approaching women. Men no longer feel the desire to risk their time, their attention, resources on a woman. Women no longer even comprehend that nice dinners, expensive dinners, are something that should only happen between people that know each other well. Men don't have it the right way. Men have it backwards when they think that they need to take a woman out to an expensive dinner. Even wasting $100 taking a woman out is kind of ridiculous. There's this notion that, well, she has to get ready for the date, she has to get dolled up, she has to do all of these things. However, that's kind of foolish. Who wants to be out with these kinds of women? I don't. This has been going on for far too long. Whatever happened to a girl putting on some basic makeup, a pair of jeans, a t-shirt, some comfortable shoes, and going out? Who told her to put on all this makeup and go out on the town like she's a princess that has to be picked up, catered to, and pampered? Where is the humanity? Back in the 90s, it was literally about just getting to know one another, appreciating the time that you spent with others. Because we didn't have cell phones back then, or even if we did, they were very simple, they were very expensive to use, and we really appreciated the time that we got to speak to one another and the time we got to spend with one another. Those were the days. And it's not to say that things were easy, but I will tell you this right now. It was a lot better than today. I remember a comment that Soraya made in one of her videos where she said that when she met her husband, he made it very clear that he was interested in her. And of course, at that point, she didn't reject him. She used the terminology, it was on like Donkey Kong. This is how foreign women think. They see the man that they like and they lock him down. This is what happens in the Philippines as well. They see the man that they like and they lock him down, and then they will fight to protect that relationship and keep other women away from that man. Women in Western society, however, live these pampered lives. They live in a type of fake reality that they manifest for themselves, a reality that doesn't actually exist. and a reality that is created from delusion. Because they have a lot of simps in their inbox constantly telling them that they're so beautiful, they're so special, that God knew what he was doing when he made them. They believe that their self-worth and their value is much greater than it actually is. This is the reason why you have women in their 60s referring to themselves as young women, saying that they still have time, still messing around, still rejecting men, good men, well into their 60s. They don't comprehend that the men who are still willing to speak to them don't have to. A 60-year-old man that stays in shape, takes care of himself, has his life together, works out, goes to the gym. He does not need to be in a relationship with a 30-year, well, let me correct myself, with a woman who is his age or older. He doesn't need to be in a relationship with a 50-year-old or even a 40-year-old. He can go out and get himself a 30-year-old. And she will be more than happy to be in a relationship with him because he is masculine, something that women don't admit to. They don't like admitting to it. There's a profound reason, and it goes further than money, why women like older men. Women like men who are mature and masculine. As we get older as men, we become more masculine. We tend to look more masculine. This is a feature of men. We tend to look more masculine as we get older. It is a sign of maturity in men. That is an attractive feature that women desire. On the other hand, men look at fertility. So a woman's youth is the thing that makes her most attractive to a man because it signals that she has greater fertility. She is more appealing. Her skin is typically tighter. She has greater reproductive value. If she has a low body count, it signals to the man that her capability of pair bonding is much greater. And she is less likely to step outside of the marriage, outside of the relationship. Also, no man wants a lock that many different keys can open. Because if it's a lock that many different keys can open, then it's a really crappy lock. Versus a key that can open many different locks, then it's a really good key. When a man from Western society steps out of Western society and goes overseas, the entire world opens up for him. You see lots of women on social media that are shaming the passport bros and the women that get into relationships with them. No matter how beautiful these women are, no matter how educated these women are, no matter how affluent these women are, it doesn't matter. The reason why Western women are doing these things is because they can never live up to foreign women. They can never compare to foreign women. You have women in Western society, like the United States, shaming women from Germany. Germany is actually a Western country. It's so bad in Western society, specifically in the United States, the Canada, the UK, that these women are literally now going after women who also come from Western, predominantly white countries that are engaging in relationships in men that come from their countries. So men can come to France or Ireland or other predominantly white countries, including Italy, and find success in these countries that are also Western countries. And women in America will shame these men and berate these men as though they're still going to third world countries. When in reality, what they're doing is they're going to countries where the women still appreciate men, still value the men, still desire men. What these women are really conveying is that they believe they are better than all other women in the world. But at the same time, they know that they need men. See, they don't want us, but they need us, but they'll never admit to it. They will never consciously admit that they need men. So their tactic is to shame them into submission. Their tactic, of course, is not going to work on men who've already left, because men who have already left know their worth. What they're trying to do is to prevent other men from leaving. These videos that they make, they're not directed at the passport kings who've already left. They're directed at the men, specifically the simps and the beta male orbiters that they want to know. They want them to know that they better never think about doing what those terrible passport kings have done, or else they are going to be shamed into oblivion. A relationship without trust cannot grow, and there is no trust left between men and women in Western society. They broke the unspeakable rules. They broke the unwritten rules. They broke the rules of society, and they continue to tear down society and abusing their power within society. As men, we know what our role is. Women know what their role is. They have walked away from that. They've broken the bond. They've broken the trust. And as a result, men will now walk away, and men will no longer adhere to anything. Men are no longer coming to the rescue. Men no longer believe. Men see exactly what's happening, and the more they do, and trust me, they're going to do so much more, there will be nothing left. There is no trust left. There's no real relationship left. But by the time they're done with second wave Me Too, it will be literally like there is a crater. They already scorched the earth with the first wave of Me Too. They scorched the earth, and nothing can grow there ever again. The trust is gone. And that's why the passport kings are rising rapidly, and why the institution of marriage is kaput in the West. But no, when by the time they are done with second wave Me Too, there will be a crater where Western society once stood. It will be a huge crater, like what happened in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. We're going to see a repeat here in terms of relationships between men and women. They are going to leave craters, devastating craters that will signal this is where we once stood. That is how bad it's going to be. And in their ignorance and arrogance, they will still try to act like they can rebuild and like nothing has actually happened. And they'll say things like, we need to have a conversation. What do you guys think regarding this, guys? Men no longer trust women. I want to know your thoughts in the comments regarding everything we discussed here today. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA. Men are walking away. And cheers.